Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We're an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service, and I would like to call your attention to the following. We need dishwashers on Friday and Saturday for the Madrigal Feast. Peg Redenbaugh will provide here she is right here. She will provide on-the-job training for the commercial dishwasher and lots of laughs. Please don't leave her to do the job alone. Sign up in the entry or contact Mary Wicks. Next Sunday's service will include bread communion. Folks are encouraged to bring in homemade loaves of bread to share. If you have any questions, please ask Reverend Walter. Join the UUFWC Humanist group today in the large group room at 11:30. Reverend Walter will share a presentation about emergent strategies and will follow up with questions and a discussion. If you would like to find out more about our activities, feel free to ask Karen Skubik, our membership coordinator.
Thank you, Pat, and welcome to all. And I would like to welcome the visitors we have here today. Some are from other congregations, and some are just here visiting for the first or second time. And we'd like to give you the opportunity to stand up and introduce yourself if you would like to do so that we can greet you and get to know you a little better. So is there anyone who would like to do so? I have people pointing over here. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Schlemmer, formerly Carolyn Beck, and lived in Worcester and also in just over the border into Holmes County for quite a while. You guys weren't here then, or I would have been with you. But it's good to be back and see you all. I'm from Kent UU, by the way.
Welcome.
Welcome, Carolyn, and she's visiting Nancy here, too. Anyone else who's visiting that would like to introduce themselves or someone that's with them?
Hi, my name is Marcy Griebus, and these are my friends Jody and Steve. And I'm from Worcester, but I've lived in California for a number of years and come back. And this is my second visit here.
Welcome.
Jody, you want to say anything on that?
Sure. I'm Jody Hiles. This is my brother Steve, and I've just been born and raised in Worcester and just visiting for my second time.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm here for my first time, and this is my sister, Jody.
Welcome, Steve.
Welcome, Steve and Jody and Marcy, and good to have you all here. Is there anyone else? All right, and welcome to those that are online with us as well. We have about 4 right now. Usually a few more join during the service. Okay, good to have you all here.
The chalice lighting reading this morning is In Memory of All the Flames by Emmerette Calloway. In memory of all the flames that didn't die. In the midst of darkness, in spite of the darkness, we light this flame today. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. Let us now rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn. The music can be found in the gray hymnal, number 18, What Wondrous Love Is This?
It's time for our Time for All Ages. Is there anyone who wants to come up and join here? I see
Come on, Tim.
coming. And would anyone like to look and see what is in the Wonder Box? You want to do that, Charlie? Okay.
A candle.
It's a candle. And you use a candle to mean many different things. We always light the chalice with the candle. We heard about that last week. But today, we're also lighting candles for different reasons. And it's to honor people who have been a part of our lives and may be gone, and we want to light a candle and maybe say thank you. And this book was a book that Jenny asked me if I would tell the story about, and it's called Badger's Parting Gifts. She got this from the library, so if this is a story that you like and maybe down the road you feel like you need to hear it again, ask one of your parents to go or someone you know that goes to the library, see if they could go get Badger's Parting Gifts and let you read it again. But I'm just going to tell the story to you. So Badger was a wise, wise old man. And he knew everything. He could teach you about almost anything you ever wanted to learn. And all of the animals loved Badger. But Badger knew his body was wearing out. He couldn't run. He had to walk with a walking stick. And he knew it wouldn't be long until he would take the journey down the great long tunnel. And he would no longer be with his friends. Now, Badger wasn't worried about that. He knew that his body was getting old, and so he was ready to move on, and the thing that worried him most was his friends. What would his friends think? How would they feel? Would they be sad? He didn't want them to be sad. So he decided he should tell them. And so he gathered his friends together and he said, you know, I'm old and my body is wearing out, and there will be a time when I will not be with you, but I don't want you to be sad. And the animals heard that, but they didn't quite catch in their minds what he was talking about. Well, one day, Badger was out watching, and he was watching two of his best friends, Frog and Mole, and they were running across the fields, and they were laughing, and Badger thought, I wish I could run with them, but I just can't. But he sat there for a long time, enjoying watching them run in the fields. And when it was time to go home, the sun was setting, he headed home. And he went down, closed his curtains and went down, way down into his home down below where the fire was keeping things warm. And he fixed something to eat. And he went to his desk and he wrote a letter. And after he finished the letter, he sat in his rocking chair and he rocked, and he rocked, and he rocked, until he rocked himself to sleep. And while he was sleeping, he had the most amazing dream. In the dream, he could walk, he could run. And he saw a tunnel up ahead, and he went running for that tunnel. He threw his walking stick onto the ground because he didn't need it anymore. He ran and he laughed and he giggled until he started tumbling over and over, and he felt free and he felt wonderful. He felt like he was shedding his body, and he was happy. Well, the next morning, the animals were surprised because Badger always came out to say hello in the morning, and he hadn't come up from below. They gathered out in front of his home. It was Fox who went down and found the letter, and he brought it up and he said, Badger has died, and he left us this note. And the note said, I've gone to the long tunnel. Goodbye, Badger. Well, all of the animals then remembered what he had said, and they were trying not to be sad, but it was hard not to be sad, especially for Mole. Mole was so close to Badger, and he just didn't know how he could go on without Badger around. Well, at the time, the snow was coming, and it was quickly blanketing the earth, and so all of those animals went down below for the winter, to sleep all winter. And Mole tried not to be sad, but I have to tell you that there were plenty of tears on his pillow that night. And after the long sleep, as spring came, those animals came back up and they started gathering together, and they were talking about their sadness because they still missed Badger. And they started telling stories. Mole said, I can make a paper chain of moles. Have you ever made that before, where you cut it out and the hands are all connected? Mole could do anything with scissors. He was so good at it, but it was because Badger taught him how to do it. He remembered the day that there were little mole papers all over the place because he couldn't figure out how to hook their hands together, and then one day he was able to do a whole chain of moles, and from then on he could cut anything out of paper with scissors. Well, then Frog said, I can ice skate, and it was Badger who taught me. She remembered the day they went out on the ice, and she was wobbly and shaky, but Badger held her steady until she could go off on her own, and now she can spin and do triple axels and all kinds of things. But it was all because Badger taught her first. Well, Rabbit said, I know people love my gingerbread cookies. I'm famous throughout the land, but it was Badger who taught me that recipe. It was his special recipe. And now when I make those gingerbread bunny cookies, I think of Badger. Animal told their story of how Badger had left a parting gift in their life. And they realized they missed him, but they were also so full of love for what he had given them. And so the sadness kind of lessened as the time went on. And by the time it was full summer, they felt happy when they thought about Badger. They loved telling the story, and Mole liked to teach other people to cut those chain dolls, and Rabbit liked to teach other people to bake those cookies. And they all knew Badger had given them a big gift that touched them in their heart. And one day Mole was out on that that meadow where they had been running that day, and he thought, I'd like to say thank you to Badger. And he did. Thank you, Badger, for all the gifts. And he just hoped that somehow Badger heard him. And you know, somehow he did. So today we're going to be saying our thank yous, and hopefully you can think about this, and the next time a story kind of like Badger's happens in your life, you'll remember it's okay to be sad, it's a part of it, but it's also wonderful to get together and tell the stories and remember all of the gifts you were given by that person. Okay, it's time to go off into the class. If you are in the Triple E's class, I've been told that, no, the Earth Spirits, to bring your jacket if you have it in here. All right.
Today is a little bit of a different day here. Today is our All Souls service. Today's the day we remember those we've lost. And while we may remember them with joy and with love, it can be a very hard experience. So the first thing I want to say to you before we begin is to take care of yourself. There are tissues in most of the rows. If you don't see a box of tissues in your row, there's probably one close by. If you need a moment and you need to leave, no one's going to judge. And if you think they're judging, let me know their names and I'm going to have a talk with them. This is a very important service today because it is time for us to acknowledge the loss, to acknowledge the pain, because if there is pain in the loss, that means that the connection was strong, and that is what we honor today. Join me now in the spirit of prayer and a meditation. Open your heart to the difficulty. Let us start by breathing. Just breathe in. I encourage you, if it's comfortable, to put your feet on the floor, to ground yourself. Let your hands go soft in your lap, by your side. Gaze out at the windows or close your eyes and just breathe. All of us have experienced loss to some point. A parent, a grandparent, a spouse, a child, a pet, a spouse. All of these levels of loss are deeply personal and deeply meaningful. Take a moment to think of those who have been in your life who are no longer there. Think of the times of joy. Think of the times of silliness, of laughter. Think of the times where they annoyed you, for that's part of the connection. Think of the lessons. cherish who they are, every aspect of their being. As you hold their memory, look at yourself. Where do you see them within you? Where do they continue to live and grow in your heart? They may be gone, but their connections are always with us. Hold them close. Never let that connection go. Breathe. Blessed be. We all come to this place every week with different things on our hearts. Sometimes they are too big for words. If there is something that is weighing on your mind, something that is hard for you to hold, I encourage you to take that sorrow while we sing Spirit of Life and to put it on a stone and drop that stone in our water, sharing the sorrow and dissipating. And if there is something that lifts your heart, something beautiful that you need to share in some way, shape, or form, I encourage you again to put it on the stone and place it in the water and let the ripples reach us all. I will be here and Chris will be here, who is with our pastoral care team. If you would like a visit this week with someone or you need to talk, come and take either my hand or Chris's hand, and we will come to see you after service to set up a time. Please join us now as we sing Spirit of Life.
It has been said that faith without works is dead. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe in doing the work, no matter the source of your faith. The offering we are about to collect funds the work both within our community and beyond these walls. All donations collected today that are not specifically marked otherwise will be split with the Immigrant Worker Project. The IWP was founded in 1998 to address the needs of the farm worker and rural migrant communities in Ohio. Will you join me in the dedication of the offering? Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by the giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others. The reading for this morning is titled, "They Are With Us Still," by Kathleen McTeague. In the struggles we choose for ourselves, in the ways we move forward in our lives and bring our world forward with us, it is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in this choice of living. It is right to name the power of hard lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us, who struggled for justice and suffered injustice before us, have not melted into the dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they lived hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. We take them with us, and with them choose the deeper path of living.
This is a very special day in this congregation. This is the day where we remember. one of the things I love is sharing worship. And we have a beautiful ceremony that Ruth Sewell has written that has sustained in this congregation for years, way before my time. And it is a beautiful thing. I'm not surprised to see so many of you here. This is a tissue service. And it lets me know how important it is to stop and to remember, to celebrate the stories, to celebrate the connection, and to mourn the loss. So we're going to start with our candle ceremony. Ruth?
Good morning. Good morning. I light this candle to signify the acceptance of life and death. Expressing and feeling grief, sadness, and regret lead to the acceptance of the cycle of life. We are part of a never-ending cycle that we don't comprehend. We offer loving kindness for ourselves and for others. We flow with the cycles of life. We breathe, we be.
I light this candle of the loss of future. By lighting it, I stand in sympathy with those who have lost a child. The loss of a small being leaves a huge void in our hearts. We question this loss at life's beginning. Why? And an answer doesn't come. We hold in our hearts the loving kindness that we had hoped to bestow on this new being, and know that love will find its way. And so we vow, love on. And so we vow, love on.
I light this candle for the loss of dreams. My heart is saddened by the loss of potential. Good ideas are lost, projects may never be started, and taking that chance can't happen. We grieve when we lose our dreams, and we grieve the loss of the dreamer. Keep your heart open and let new dreams come into your emptiness. We carry our dreams still.
We carry our dreams still. I light this candle of the loss of completion. We have committed ourselves to life and to the jobs we want to finish. We want to be there for children, to give them the understanding and support we know that they need. We undertake challenges and tasks that we feel will benefit our families, our friends, people we will never meet, our society. We ache when obstacles stop us from completion. And when we lose a leader, we miss the insight and the hard work that they bring to the task. We miss the meaning that completion gives to living. In our loneliness, we commit. Work will go on. Work will go on.
I light this candle of the loss of hope. I grieve with you who have lost a loved one to hopelessness. Suicide is a disassociation with oneself and with those who love us. Despair darkens judgment, and desperation drives the desire for relief from pain, for an end. Hope has disappeared into a void. Suicide leaves friends and relatives with a sense of incompleteness and of failure. It leaves us sad and angry. It leaves enormous regret because it's often this special person who has enhanced our life with their essence of being. The same sensitivity which led to their death also was a magic that enriched their life and ours. And so I call hope back to us. Hope never ends.
Hope never ends. I light this candle of the loss of reflection. I honor the loss of life when that person did not have the chance to reflect on years gone by. The time never came to review the life they lived and come to peace with themselves and others. And for myself, I grieve that I wasn't able to say goodbye to that person who passed without a thanks, a reconciliation, or a goodbye. I regret losing the chance for peace with others or myself when the chances were put off later, ignored, or denied. So I meditate with my memories and wait for the morning light. I forgive you. I forgive me. I forgive us. I forgive you. I forgive me. I forgive us. There you go.
I light this candle for the loss of comfort. When we lose someone to death, there are so many things more than their presence that we lose. We lose the many little things that brought us comfort. The gentle touch of a hand, the smell of their fragrance, the song they used to hum, or the sharing of a bowl of late-night popcorn. We need one another when we mourn and need to be comforted. We are there for each other.
We are here for each other. I light this candle for the breathing of shared air. The sharing of air is an invisible intimacy. We are connected in space and time through shared air. Each breath connects us to our ancestors, for they breathed our very air. We breathe, we be. We breathe, we be. As you can see, we have more candles. I know many of us have suffered losses over this past year. Chris, these are some of the people that we have lost that are near and dear to us over just this last year. I'm going to encourage you now, as you are comfortable, to come up and to light a candle for somebody who you have lost. It doesn't need to be this year. They just need to be close. And if you are comfortable in doing so, speak their name. Let people know why they meant so much to you. I now invite you up to light our candles.
We love you. We miss you. Your beautiful bright light will live next to us and be with us always, always and forever.
Our daughter, Teresa.
My son Jason Stanley and my brother Larry Nottingham.
For life well lived.
Donald Curie, my husband and best friend.
My father, Robert Schieber.
For my love and my life. My sweet baby dog.
One of my childhood friends, Nancy Lee, just lost her fight with cancer.
I lit my candle for my dad, who was a lot like Badger. And I also wanted to let the congregation know I was a part of a book on narratives of grief and loss that I want to gift this congregation, so I'm going to hand it off to Kay.
I lit one candle for Bobby Butcher, and I lit another one for Lowell Steinbrenner because I think that we all are lighting a candle for Lowell Steinbrenner.
I lit one for my mentor, the Reverend, excuse me, the Reverend Jean Pupke. It's been almost 2 years now. And I wouldn't be here without her. We feel the loss so intently. We feel the loss so deeply. And I am sorry for each and every one of your tears. And I am so glad that you had that connection in your life. I am so glad you found beauty and value in someone outside of yourself. Yes, it may have been cut short. It may have been a long and fruitful time. But those moments of connection with those we have lost show us what we can create in this world, what love and beauty and connection is capable of doing. If we live forward the lessons they have taught us, they are never gone. Take a moment. This is hard. So just breathe. What did they teach you? What was the lesson that Badger gave you? How good are your gingerbread cookies? What do you carry forward? They are with us still. So let us celebrate their lessons. I invite you to hold their memories high and with joy, and to rise in body and spirit as we sing our closing hymn, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. As we extinguish our chalice, know that the light of those we love never fully leaves us. May we sing their songs evermore. Blessed be.